Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is a pick a card about your manifestation. We want to take a look at your manifestation now, soon, and later on down the road. If you haven't seen my other videos, this is kind of like a spin-off of a series that I started, Now, Soon, and Later. I did Now, Soon, and Later in regards to singles in your love life, taking a look also at those of you in a connection or relationship for Now, Soon, and Later. And I also took a look at you as the subject or topic, Now, Soon, and Later. I'm going to list all of those in this series in the description box if you're curious about those other topics in regards to Now, Soon, and Later. You can go ahead and check that out in the description box down below, or you can check out my pick a card playlist. All my pick a cards are in one giant list, and they will be in there as well. So if you have not, as of yet, chosen a card or charm on the table, by all means, go back to the very beginning of the video. There are timestamps where you can take an up-close look at the cards and the charms on the table via a picture clip and also a short video clip in silence. Pause where necessary, take as much time as you need to in order to choose your card, or in this case, your charm on the table. And if during that time you feel led to pick more than one, go ahead and listen to your intuition. That's always going to be encouraged here. Pick more than one if you feel it necessary. These readings are timeless as well, so whether you watch at the upload time or sometime after, if you feel that intuitive nudge to watch, there could indeed be a message here for you. Nonetheless, these readings are general, so I can't possibly expect to connect with everybody that watches, although I hope you manage to find a message here. But if you don't, like I said, you can go to visit my pick a card playlist. I have, again, a bunch of pick a card readings I have already done there. You can have fun exploring. There might be another message within that playlist that has something you're looking for at this time. And let's say if all is said and done, I'm not the reader for you, that's okay. YouTube has many readers out there. I'm pretty sure there's going to be one that has the messages you are looking for at this particular time. So, Star Family, with all of that, let's go ahead and get directly into the very first reading. Pile number 1, viewers, you chose this feather charm. That is your charm. This is your card. There is a message on the back of that. I did shuffle for all the ones that you were able to choose from off the table, so I definitely will incorporate this. I'll save that for the end. I don't normally read charms. I do read symbolism though, okay? So if this feather happens to apply in regards to symbolism to your reading, I will also incorporate that into it as well, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at your manifestation, okay? I think I have this whole deck upside down. Let's go ahead and take a look at your manifestation, Now, Soon, and Later for pile number 1, viewers. Those of you who chose the feather. Let's see, your manifestation, Now, Soon, and Later. Let's see what that looks like for you. Now, Soon, and Later, your manifestation, pile number 1, viewers. All right, so we have Now, we have Soon, and these like to stick later. All right. Let's see, right now, your manifestation. What does it look like now? Oh, okay. Page of Cups. So Page of Cups is a beautiful energy. That would be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That could be you. That could be somewhere in your chart. It could be the energy you're taking on. Nonetheless, Page of Cups is very creative. It's also insightful, works from a heart space, and gets inspired in creative ways, romantic ways as well, nostalgic ways that kind of move your being or your soul, ways that are moved intuitively as well. So your manifestation with the Page of Cups, you could be at the precipice or at the very beginning stages of initiating something. Again, pages are students. They take the first steps towards an endeavor or towards exploring something. And this is like getting your feet wet. So you could be at the very beginning stages of initiating a manifestation or dreaming it up. Again, very dreamer energy, dreamy energy with the Page of Cups, and getting creative and also dabbling in certain inspirations or towards certain inspirations. But it's like you see this cup, right? I always look at the cup as one's heart, right? So it kind of feels like you're examining your heart in a way. You're seeing what your heart wants right now, what your heart wants to create, right? Your innermost being, your higher self. And it kind of feels like you're getting in touch with that, right? And it's basically taking the first steps. And a lot of the first steps is, I would say, the imagination, right? You get the imagination going. And like I said, that dreamy energy. This could be you right now, imagining, dreaming up the future, dreaming up what you would like to see. And if you're not just in the visionary aspect, right, and taking the first, I guess, steps towards what your intuition is telling you to do, then you are already, right, in the beginning stages of it. Again, Page of Cups is about taking the first step. If you haven't already, maybe you're in the process of taking the first step. You either are envisioning it, which is part of that process of the first step, or you're already in the first chapter of this manifestation, in other words, okay? Some of you are already in the throes of it, right? The beginning stages of the throes of your manifestation, or you are just now dreaming it up and following through with that intuitive nudge toward it, okay? Nonetheless, the dreaming up, the listening up of the intuition, right, and actually taking the first step is all part of the beginning phase or chapter of the manifestation. So to me, this feels very new because it's page energy. Pages are like the aces of the court cards, in essence. Some of you in the midst of, conjuring up your manifestation, you're starting to learn, explore, maybe study. Pages always remind me of a little bit of investigation because, again, they have to learn, they have to open a book, they have to explore the realm that they're looking to take the first step toward. So you right now in the midst of your goal or manifestation could be doing exactly that. If you're not dreaming it up, if you're not pursuing it already, right, then you will be, basically. You will be. But this is a very important part of the manifestation becoming, right? And also maturing. It has to start somewhere. So again, the beginning stages of a manifestation, the beginning stages of developing a dream, the beginning stages of taking the first steps and action toward it, right? The pages always want to level up. They want to go from a page to a knight to a queen to a king, right? And it's all about that progression upward. And that's why I also say the Page of Cups is maybe you being or in the midst of the very beginning stages of this manifestation and bringing it, I always want to say bringing it from a dream state, right, to a visionary state, or in the mind's eye, or you dreaming it up in your heart. Or feeling that intuitive nudge toward it. You're just in the beginning stages of that. So that way it can eventually grow, become, and develop into something more. Okay. But nonetheless, each phase or stage of the journey to achieve a goal or a manifestation is equally important. Okay. Also, Page of Cups can be sensitive energy. It's like a very sensitive time as well, where all these things are coming together to create, right? So I'm also looking at, I apologize real quick for all the, the funny lighting in here. The sun is like really pouring in through this window right here. As you can see, this crystal's all lit up and glowy, and that's why. Thank you for the sun, right? We have to appreciate the sunshine, which is great. But when it comes to the cards, it can be a little bit difficult on the table to see them properly. Nonetheless, I was, and also a little bit of this weird shadiness going on here on the card. That's kind of why I picked this deck. This is a Dark Mansion Tarot. I picked this because it doesn't have a sheen on it, a glare. It's kind of a matte finish. Anyhow, we have a basket there full of fish. A fish is a symbol of prosperity, okay? And another thing is, there's a saying that goes, there's a saying about teaching a man to fish, right? I'm going to put that, I don't know it by heart, but I'm going to put that in the video somewhere right here, okay? That quote does apply to this because, again, it's this feeling of you can teach a man to fish. He'll know how to to sustain himself for the long haul, right? You don't want to just give somebody a fish. That's not teaching them anything. But if you teach them how to fish, they can fend for themselves, right? And again, it kind of feels like it applies to the beginning stages of this manifestation, where it's like you're learning a skill or you're taking on a new project. You are in the throes of developing your skill towards this thing, okay? But it has the potential to sustain you for the long term. So it's a very important step. The learning phase or process of a page energies is a very important step, because it's the beginning stages of developing a major skill that can sustain you for the journey. Okay, so let's take a look at soon. Okay, we're looking at now, soon, later. Whoa, okay. So soon? Ooh, okay. Also, real quick, because we have all these cup cards on the table, I don't know what it is that you guys are manifesting. Some of you could be manifesting new love. And for some of you, you could be putting yourself out there to explore your options romantically with the Page of Cups right now. And then the Ace of Cups comes around, right? You could literally get somebody who represents the Ace of Cups, which is new love too. But if we're looking at it just as manifestation, right? This soon energy is saying that, you know, it's an energy of your cup runneth over. It is brand new energy. Funny enough, I did say that the pages are the aces of the court cards, and then you happen to get an ace as the soon energy. So again, it's this feeling of major initiation taking place in regards to a manifestation. So it's just like the beginning stages of something really showing itself, coming to fruition. The Ace of Cups is about love. Again, it's something you're pouring your heart into, I feel, but also that I believe, because of these two cards, will also not only, how do I say this? It's almost like when you give your heart to something, you got to eventually fill your cup back up, right? You want something to, like I said earlier, sustain you with the fish energy. You want something to feed you as well, right? If I'm feeding a goal, a wish, a manifestation, if I'm putting my energy into something and I'm feeding this thing, I eventually want to be fed in return, right? Because you got to see it bear fruit in some way. You don't want your cup to run empty. Oh, I'm getting tongue-tied today. You don't want your cup to run empty, right? And this is this feeling of having your cup starting soon to get full, and feeling like it's, yeah, this is becoming something. This is really showing signs of life, right? And also transformation. Because we do have the lotus energy floating there in the bottom of the cup, and that is a symbol of transmutation, where you're like, it's also progression, because you're rising from the bottom to the top. So this soon energy is giving me vibes of, yeah, this is something that you could love. Somebody, it could be somebody that shows up that you could fall in love with easily too. But I also feel like this is something that is truly connected to your heart space. You could be working from a heart space. When it comes to a manifestation, a goal, a project, again, creative energy, very artistic energy with the Page of Cups. So nonetheless, whatever this is, okay, that's happening for you. You're in the beginning stages of it right now. Soon, this is saying you're going to be able to see that your cup is flowing, okay? The inspiration, the creative flow is there, because the Ace of Cups does talk about flow. Water does flow from the cup. It's renewal, it's refreshing, it's healing, it's life, in other words. There's a lot of shifts and changes with this energy because of the lotus you will be experiencing soon, but you are making progress in the right direction, because it's transforming itself. It's making progress onward and upward. And as you make more progress in your manifestation, or you start seeing things come to life, right? Like the flower does eventually bloom when it reaches the top of the water surface with the lotus. You're gonna feel a sense of accomplishment, okay? Because it is making progress. You're gonna start seeing progress soon, and you're gonna start to feel more fulfilled, emotionally happy, content, all right, with the changes and the progress you are seeing. Again, new energy. There's possibility and open doors for you here with the Ace of Cups in the direction of where your heart is calling you. Okay. This could, and the dragonfly also is a symbol of change as well. So we have two of them on this card. You have the dragonfly and you have the lotus. Okay. Again, the Page of Cups gives the vibes of you got to start somewhere, right? And you got to make the progress onward and upward. You know, you got to eventually get to, you know, from a page, you got to, you know, eventually work your way up to a king. The Lotus energy does the very same thing when it comes to, you know, change and transformation. It starts in the murky depths of the water, in the dark. It rises to the top to reach the sun, where the sun sits and warms the surface of the water, right? It reaches that top level of the water after it's taken its journey from the dark, right? Or its journey from the murky depths. It's risen to the top to gain enlightenment at the top where the sun resides, right? The sun does always hit the water surface and then nourishes life all around it. So again, it's this nourishment that's coming from the Ace of Cups. You're going to start to see yourself being nourished through the projects that you're starting and through the things that you're putting and pouring your heart and soul into, right? Is what this is feeling like soon. Again, for some of you, you could definitely be doing a lot of communicating, getting to know new people. Pages are communicators. They are messengers. So again, you could be putting yourself out there romantically if that is your manifestation, and eventually come across new love soon as a result of kind of like, you know, putting your first foot out there, maybe in the dating world or in search of love. Okay. But let's take a look at later. Oh. Okay, the Eight of Cups. All right, to me, that's a progress forward card. Why? Because the Eight of Cups is always looking for its 10 of Cups. Okay. Again, this whole story, the three cards, is talking about progression. Okay. Right now, some of you are in the very, very beginning stages of putting your first foot forward towards a manifestation, a goal, or something that you wish for. This is a heart-centered thing. This is something that you wish for on your heart. Soon, you're going to see things start to shift, right? To open doors for you. Again, aces are brand new doors, open portals that give you the headway that you need, right? To take that step and truly walk into what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And the change is upon you, right? Because new things open up to you with the ace. New possibilities and potentials open up to you with the ace. And it's new possibilities and potentials that are based on emotional fulfillment or on the heart. Okay. Eight of Cups later on down the road gets to a point where you've built up 8 cups, right? But then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I know there's 10 cups out there. I'm going to go in search of 10. I have 8 right now. I accomplished 8. Which is great. It's no easy feat. You did it. Okay. You got to kind of like acknowledge that, yeah, you gained something, you accomplished a goal, but now there's a need for more. And the Eight of Cups will know its worth and get to a point where it says, okay, I'm thankful for what I accomplished with 8 cups, but there's something else that my soul must do on top of what I've already accomplished. There's something else yet to be done. And later on, this is telling me that you'll get to a point where, you know, you reach the goal or you accomplish plenty with what you're starting out with now, but then there's going to be something else you feel led to do. And then you're going to go in search of that, which also kind of will add another layer to all the things that you've already acquired or all the skills you've already built up with those 8 cups. Okay. Because again, it's like, you know, your 10 cups are out there. Why would you settle for just 8? Right? Same thing applies for love. Just keeping it real with you guys. If this is a love manifestation you are looking out for, okay? You're getting to know people over here with the Page of Cups. You might come across new love here soon with the Ace of Cups. But later on down the road with that person, you might find that they're only willing to give you 8 cups. And then you're going to be like, wait a minute here. I don't want just 8 cups. I want 10. I want the whole picture. I want the full shebang. And it might get to a point with that person where you decide, wait a minute here, I can't settle for just 8 cups. And you'll get to a point where you know your worth and say, well, I'm going to have to go out and look for my 10 cups, because 8 cups is not going to do the job. It's not going to fulfill me. It's not. And that's the thing. When you know your worth, when you have self-love, you're not going to settle for just 8 cups. You won't tolerate settling for 8 cups. Your soul won't let you rest with just 8 cups, because you know you deserve and are worth having the full thing, having the whole picture. Okay, same thing applies to a goal or a manifestation. You'll get to a point where you realize, I've accomplished this, but there's something else that's calling my attention. My soul is leading me to accomplish something more. However, like I said, the 8 cups that you have acquired, those skills and all those experiences, all those lessons, are the foundation to support the 10 cups when you finally come across it. Same thing applies to like a relationship situation. Maybe that situation with that person that you only had 8 cups with will have taught you what you really deserve, right? Or what you're really looking for. So it's not like it wasn't in vain. If anything, it taught you something about yourself. So that way, when you go in search of your 10 cups, there's no doubting what you want. And you'll know and recognize your 10 cups when you see it. 8 of Cups, along with the Hermit, is a soul-searching energy. Your soul is putting you on the path to pursue that which will fulfill it completely, that which will give it 10 cups. So to me, this is still you with the 8 of Cups moving in the right direction, because your intuition is pulling you to seek the rest, okay? This new project, creative idea, or whatever it is, will give you lots. It will give you something. It's going to give you a foundation. But then later on, it's going to get to a point where it's like, wait, there's something else I'm supposed to be doing. There's one more layer to this that I should be accomplishing. And you're going to go out and pursue that. Because again, intuitively, you're being led and pulled in that direction. Your heart is pulling you in that direction. I say intuitively also because we do have the moon's energy in this card. And whoever this girl is in the card, is navigating in the dark. And a lot of times, intuitively, our intuition, our internal GPS system of the soul is guiding us towards something. Oftentimes we can't see. We can't always see in the dark. But if we listen to intuition, we're always guided properly. So just know that this creative project, or whatever it is, goal manifestation that you're in the throes of pursuing right now, is purposeful for the main reason that it's setting you up to understand what it is that you want to accomplish or achieve in its totality. This is like the beginning stages, the beginning steps toward the greater picture, the bigger goal. Your 10 of Cups, whoever or whatever that means to you. 10 of Cups is ultimate fulfillment, security, emotional fulfillment, happiness, joy, contentment, marriage, having it all. Having the full picture, the full scope of what you dreamed of. So let's take a look at this card here. Okay, I would say with the 8 of Cups, don't be scared that you have the 8 of Cups later on, because the 8 of Cups is basically still putting you on the journey to accomplish the bigger goal. The bigger goal is the 10 of Cups. So you're still, with the 8 of Cups, still following divine guidance, being led in the direction of your soul's calling or purpose, on the path to pursuing the manifestation. You're going to learn things, you're going to explore things, you're going to acquire things, right? And all of that is purposeful to support the bigger picture that with the 8 of Cups later on down the road, you will be pursuing. Okay, so let's take a look at this card here. That was your design that you chose. Faith, loving, and then letting go is not only one of the most challenging things we can do. It's also the bravest. Take big, deep breaths and know this is right. Yes, see, you're on the right path. We do have stars here in the sky, and they're symbols of faith. And yeah, sometimes with the Eight of Cups, you have to kind of go in search of more. Like I said, go in search of the other thing that's going to add the additional layer to what you're looking for, to fulfilling as a whole picture, right? Yeah, and faith is an act kind of intuition, like you trusting the inner nudges of your soul. That is an act of faith, and you go in search of that, right? Sometimes you do have to kind of step away from things or pursue other things. And that is a bravery test, but it's also trusting your inner divine guidance towards that thing and taking that step and trusting that it's the right thing to do. It's the right path to take, the right direction to walk in. Absolutely. The same thing applies. If this is a person, you realize you fall in love with somebody, and then, you realize, well, they're not giving you the full picture. They're not giving you the 10 of Cups. They're only fulfilling 8 cups of the 10 that you're really seeking. And it's like this knowing that you deserve more than just the 8 cups they're presenting. And sometimes it says loving and letting go is not only one of the most challenging things we can do, it's also the bravest. But we have to take a deep breath and know it's the right thing to do. Why? Because you deserve 10 cups. That's why it's the right thing to do. If sometimes you have to walk away from something. I'm not saying you're going to walk away from a manifestation once you've accomplished it with 8 cups. Maybe in a love situation, yes. But as far as a manifestation, it feels like you're going to reach or accomplish the 8 cups, but you're going to be seeking to add another layer to the skills you've already acquired or the foundation that you've already built. Because, you don't lose skills once you've acquired them. You can only add to them, right? And all of that experience is purposeful towards the 10 cups that you're walking in the direction of. Because eventually the 8 cups becomes the 9 and the 10, right? It's really a positive movement forward, positive progression after the 8 of Cups. Amazing cards come directly after the 8 cups. Once you take that step towards another direction, you hit the 9 of cups and then you hit the 10. Now this feather, right? Feathers are a symbol of divine guidance as well. Again, symbol of synchronicity. Oftentimes people will find feathers as a sign that they're on the right path. This does apply in that sense. And the 8 of Cups is on the direction to the right path, or moving in the direction of that which will fulfill it completely. And sometimes we do find feathers along our path to guide the way and kind of give us that hint or that wink from the universe that, yeah, you are doing the right thing. You are on the right path. It is a symbol of major synchronicity. So some of you could be receiving nudges that just won't let you, again, later down the road, settle for just 8 cups when you know you can have 10. And that goes for any area in your life that you are working towards or putting a lot of your heart and soul into. Okay. So let's go ahead and finish off this reading with a Making Magic card. Whoa, okay. We have Spirit. It says, heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. Okay, yeah, definitely. There we go with the feather. Absolutely. They are kind of giving you hints and clues via synchronicity, maybe with the feather. And it says self-confidence, strong self-belief, and a sense of worth. Oh my gosh, could this be any more accurate? Like I said, with the 8 of Cups, you will go in the direction of your worth. You know your worth. You're not going to settle for 8 cups when you know you deserve 10. That goes for anything in life, any aspect or area of life. Okay? Incredible. So yeah, totally applies. Guidance from Spirit, those nudges that you get, moving you to seek more or moving you to add another layer to what you're already doing or accomplishing. And that is an act of faith when you do pursue it and trust spirit completely. Okay. So pile number 1, this is your reading. I'm going to leave you here if you feel that this has helped or connected for you. You know what to do. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe as well to support this channel. Every interaction does help this channel grow. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me or purchase a handmade piece of my crystal jewelry, check me out on Etsy. All my information is in the description box down below. The link to my shop is there. Pay me a visit anytime. Okay, so much love to you wherever you are. Be safe, be well, take care, and keep shining. Pile number 2, you chose the Scarab beetle as your charm. This is your card. There's a message on the back of that. I will definitely incorporate this into the reading the further we go along. I did shuffle for all 4 of the cards that you were able to choose from in the beginning of the video. I don't read charms, but I do read symbolism. So if at any point this scarab as a symbol applies to the reading, I will definitely point it out to you, okay? So that's your charm and your card. We're looking at your manifestation now, soon, and later. Now, soon, and later for your manifestation. Pile number 2, viewers. Your manifestation now, soon, and later. All right, so we have now, we have soon, and we have later. All right, let's take a look at now. All right, so the 4 of Cups. Yeah, this energy does pop up a lot of times when we are in the process of manifesting something and we're not seeing things develop. You know, we're looking at the situation and we're like, oh, why is nothing happening for me? We're wondering if things are ever really going to improve in some way, and we're struggling with, you know, the current circumstances. We look at the situation and we're like a little meh about it, right? This is my meh card, where we're feeling a little bleh about everything. There's a little bit of a melancholy vibe to this, especially if you look at his body language. The thing is that a lot of times with 4 of Cups energy, things are happening around us, but we tend not to see it when we're kind of in our feelings about it all. And we don't tend to understand or see the bigger picture of the energy that's happening around us. Again, this person is, you know, here. The cup is literally being handed to him, but he's not seeing it. He's not seeing that something is on the way, right? This card, the way I describe this is oftentimes you'll hear me say, just because we don't see it in our present doesn't mean that it's not already ours in our future, okay? Your future self is already living the dream and the manifestation that you are creating right now. That's the 4 of Cups. Just because you don't see it in your present doesn't mean it's not happening, right? Or that it's not coming towards you, whatever that manifestation is. Sometimes we can get in that doubt or uncertainty about ourselves, and, you know, we can get in our feelings about it all. And we're just like, you know, not really seeing the bigger picture. But there are things lining up and happening all around us. There is this Ace of Cups floating in the background, trying to come your way. Aces do represent new energy, new beginnings, new things, new possibilities, new potential. You know, some of you could be manifesting love, and I say this because it's just a Cups card, right? And you're just like, you're not happy. No, you know, the people that are presenting themselves to you, or, you know, let's say these 3 cups here, you're just not, you're not feeling it. You're not feeling them. And you're wondering, am I ever going to find the one, right? And then the one with Ace of Cups ends up showing up when you least expect it. Same thing applies with your manifestation. It's like when you surrender a little bit and you don't, you know, you don't allow your thoughts to get the better of you, and you just kind of go with the flow and you know, do what you do, be yourself, try to distract yourself, is when that thing, right, suddenly comes. This is also an energy of feeling like you missed out on something or someone. Right now you could be feeling that. What am I missing, right? In regards to your manifestation, you could feel like you're missing out on some vital piece of information or some vital puzzle piece or clue in the whole thing. And you're looking at it like, what am I not seeing? What is it that I'm missing? What is it that I don't get? Right? But also, oftentimes, these little nuggets that we're waiting for to give us a sign, right? Again, when we're not looking for them, when we least expect it, is when they present themselves. So again, try to be present, try to be in flow, just try to surrender through the process of the manifestation, because even though you don't see it, right, happening in front of your own two eyes right now, where you can touch it, let's say, just because you can't touch it yet doesn't mean that things aren't lining up, so that way one day the vision you hold in your heart and in your mind, right, doesn't mean that it's not going to eventually develop physically in your physical reality one day. All right, so let's take a look at soon. Okay, so again, there's this need to surrender, right, and not get all tied up in a bind, because sometimes the devil card can talk about that. The devil card can talk about, like, I'm sorry if I'm making noise trying to push my chair in. The devil card can talk about, you know, the need to surrender, the need to release control. Again, the feeling I was getting was be more in flow, because there are certain aspects we can't control. Sometimes the devil card can feel out of control. Sometimes it's also obsession, right? Because we want what we want when we want it. So this is kind of, to me, like saying, don't let yourself get into that vibe, because it's very easy to do, right? When you're trying and you're pushing yourself to maybe even your limits, especially with the devil card, because you can talk about overworking, right? Working too hard, giving too much of yourself. There's no balance. You need balance. It's a card that requires it, or else you perpetuate this energy of imbalance. Right? The devil card is kind of the antithesis of the lover's energy, which is a card that is in alignment and balance. The devil card shows up to say it's not in alignment, it's not in balance, that it's requiring balance because it's out of alignment. Right? The devil card is also resistance. So sometimes when we're, you know, in a kind of feeling, we're not really giving a manifestation or a goal, we're kind of in our doubts or in our feelings about it, what it does is end up creating resistance. And then we end up getting frustrated because we're doing things to try to help it along, but we're not seeing the results we want. Again, going back to Four of Cups, just because you don't see it in your present doesn't mean it's not developing somewhere in your future. Right? But the devil energy can get in that vibration where it's like you want to control every aspect of it, but there are some things and some things outside of our control. And when we know this and accept this, we can surrender and release resistance. It just makes the manifestation flow our way that much sooner. So if anything, this is kind of like a warning not to allow this to turn into this, not allow the Four of Cups to turn into the devil energy. Because all it does is just create resistance and fears. Maybe fears even of failure, okay? Of maybe not achieving the goal. And this is also an energy that's requiring work-life balance. It's requiring alignment. If you're pushing, and you're working, you're not giving yourself that break, this is what happens. You become out of alignment. There's a lack of work-life balance. Same way if you're wondering when love is ever going to come your way, just like you've kissed a lot of frogs maybe with the Four of Cups, and the right one just hasn't shown up, and you get it to the point where you feel like, is it ever going to happen? It does create resistance. It does create fear, struggle. And a lot of it is mental more than anything, right? Sometimes we just gotta, like I always say, we gotta get out of our own head. And sometimes with the Four of Cups, this combo, we can focus on what we don't have oftentimes, or we don't have yet. And it can keep us stuck or trapped in this feeling of like, I know it's not like a Five of Cups or a Five of Pentacles, but this combo is kind of giving me vibes of like a lack mentality, right? The soon energy is kind of saying, don't let it get there soon. Don't let this turn into this soon. Try to surrender a little bit more, release resistance, and act in faith and trust towards the manifestation. By the way, if you hear background noises, I do have my back door open over here. There's a helicopter up ahead, above. I can hear it. I don't know if you can through the video, but just letting you know in case you hear it. So, the Devil card can also talk about materialism and indulgence. Again, excess, doing too much, instead of just like, you know, being more in flow. And again, I honestly am just feeling this like a warning, not to let that go there, not to let yourself go there. Make sure you have a kind of a balanced approach when it comes to the goals that you have in mind for yourself, the dreams you're trying to pursue. Don't allow fear to get in the way of the thing that you're trying to attract to you. The fear of not having, let's say, like I said, a little bit of lack mentality. Don't let that idea or the fear of not having or it never coming to fruition, don't let that get the better of you, because that mindset, all it's doing is just creating resistance towards the very thing that you're trying to attract your way. Okay. Let's take a look at later. Oh, look at that. See? Do you see that? Yes. Okay, so again, it's this feeling of doubting it's never going to happen, or doubting that love's ever going to come your way, or doubting that, you know, the manifestation will ever truly materialize. And then the sun shows up to say, boom, told you so. Told you so. Here you are getting in your feelings, letting it get the better of you. Allowing fear to take over your mind, your heart. Create an imbalance between the head and the heart. You hear me talk about the head and the heart, the marriage of head and heart all the time, right? Why? Because your mind envisions the thing that it wants to manifest, right? You have the vision in your mind's eye. Then your heart has to be in sync with the thing that you envision. Your heart has to feel it as if your heart has to feel that vision in your mind's eye as if it's real, okay? When those two things come together, they manifest. It all starts with a thought, right? Every manifestation, every creative thing, anything you want to attract into your life starts with a thought first, okay? The mind. But then the heart has to transfer that energy, right? Because it has to take that vision and believe it and feel it. Because the feeling, right, that you emit is the energy you give off. It's the energy that you put out into the universe in order to attract that thing to you. And this is why I say you can't let that get the better of you, the doubts, the fears, the worries, because it can muddy the waters towards the very thing you're trying to attract. We don't want that. We want our mind and our heart to be in alignment. Again, not out of alignment. We want it to be in alignment towards the thing we're trying to manifest. We don't want that resistance. We want flow. The sun over here later on is saying, you know, like I said, this was a warning, right? Not to let that happen, because this is what's happening. The sun is already illuminating your situation for a successful outcome. So the last thing you want to do is put any negative energy behind it. You're already, like I said, you don't see that the cup is being presented to you. You don't see that the manifestation is already on the way. The sun is confirming that it's already yours. The sun is success. It is happiness. It is vitality, life force energy, high vibe energy, shining down on you. Success, achievement. a successful outcome later on. Like I said, just because you don't see it right now in your present doesn't mean that it's not already yours somewhere in the future. It is. But your heart has to believe it as if it is. And when a negative thought with the Devil card comes in to like whisper doubt in your ear, you have to tell it to go pound sand. You have to go tell that negative thought that you reject it. I reject that thought. I don't accept that. My heart knows that it's mine. The sun also gives clarity where you don't see clearly, right? I feel like this Four of Cups is not seeing clearly. The sun is clarity, clear as day. You might fall soon into this feeling of the devil where you're doubting, questioning, wondering, is this ever going to happen for me? Is this possible, right? Limitation. The devil card creates limitation. So we have to not let that get the better of us. We have to understand how the energy of manifestation works, and then use it on our behalf to manipulate the matrix, in other words, to create our reality. Funny enough, you have the sun energy here as the later on, right? And the scarab beetle is a symbol of the sun. Why? Because the dung beetle, right, does kind of like do his work. He rolls the dung, right, in a ball and pushes it across the sand. It's the same as the Egyptian god Khepri, I think it is, that pulls the sun across the sky. So these two pretty much hand in hand. Confirmation. And it's a symbol of labor too, right? He's pushing that ball or the sun across the sky. That's laborious, right? But all that energy isn't in vain. It's purposeful. The sun brings life. For those of you who don't know the history or mythology behind the scarab beetle energy, okay, it's also a symbol of death and rebirth. So where there's dark, there's light, right? I would definitely look that up so you have a better understanding of where I'm going with this, because I don't want to spend the whole reading on that. But definitely look that up because that's super important, okay, to this reading. So yeah, the outcome here, as far as later on, is successful, even though in the midst of creating your manifestation or attracting it, you feel doubtful, okay? So let's take a look at this card here. That's your design. And it says, trusting yourself, there you go, is often harder than trusting others. Don't worry if you get this wrong. The consequences will not be as bad as you think, right? Don't be so hard on yourself is also what this is telling me. Trust yourself through the process of manifesting this thing, whatever that is to you. The sun lights the way, shows the way. There's light at the other end of the tunnel here, right? And it's a journey. So also, sometimes we make mistakes along the way, right? Towards the goal, towards the dream, towards the manifestation. And oftentimes we have to kind of just have more compassion for ourselves in that case. And that kind of reminds me of that. That's why it says, don't worry if you get things wrong. The consequences will not be as bad as you think. Don't worry if you feel like you missed out on something or something didn't go right, or, if plan A didn't work out, you learn along the way, and we have to kind of forgive ourselves for the things that we didn't know, right? Have compassion for ourselves along the journey, because life is a big old school of things to learn from, experiences to gain, lessons to be learned along the way. Okay? But nonetheless, the sun is saying this is high vibe energy. You're on the right track. You're going to achieve this. Even if you make a couple mistakes along the way to achieving it, you can learn from those mistakes. It's no problem. But have compassion for yourself. Forgive yourself for the things you didn't know and for the inexperience that maybe you've had here and there along the way. So let's see if we can get a few Making Magic cards here. Don't be so hard on yourself, because it feels like the Four of Cups and the Devil card, you may, I guess, have a tendency to do that, I guess. Sometimes we are our own worst critics in that case, right? So let's see if we can get a few cards here. Okay. Get one more. All right. Let's see. Oh, look at that dragonfly. You bring light to this world. There you go. We have the sun energy here. For whatever reason, these two cards together, I mean, the sun is a symbol of light, right? Like, it's a light source. It's giving me vibes that maybe something that you're trying to manifest will bring light to the world. And again, there's also this feeling of what's meant for you can't be withheld from you at the end of the day. Like this, whatever this is already yours. Even if sometimes you feel resistance toward achieving it, it's already yours. But I also feel like part of the manifestation is already yours, and it's yours for a bigger purpose. This manifestation might be purposeful or necessary to help bring light to the world in some way, right? For good. So let's see what we get here. All right, so it says Earth. Ask the element of Earth for grounding, stability, and strength in times of chaos, right? That would be this. In times of uncertainty, there's a need to ground one's energy, right? And stabilize yourself through the uncertain times. I do feel that there are periods of fluctuation and things and circumstances that do happen all around us that can throw off our energy when we're in the midst of manifesting or creating something. So circumstantial things do happen and kind of throw us off course a little bit. But if we stay grounded in who we are, right? And I use the analogy of the tree because, again, symbolism. We deeply root ourselves in what we know to be true, right? Like a tree is subject to fluctuations in the weather all the time. Nonetheless, if it's able to bend, it won't break, right? You come across a strong wind, the tree is able to bend, and if it doesn't bend, it becomes too rigid. If there's too much resistance, right, that's when it can snap and break. We don't want to do that. We want to be in flow. Again, the feeling of just being deeply rooted in yourself. So this, no matter what's happening all around you, right, like the chaos, it says, which card says it? Oh, here. Yeah. Ask for the element of Earth for grounding, stability, and strength in times of chaos. Despite any chaos or fluctuation in your environment, you will always be deeply rooted, strong, and stable to the point where you can bend, right? Bend with those fluctuations happening all around you and not break at the first sign of trouble, right? So pile number 2, this is your reading. I'm going to leave you here. If you felt that this has helped or connected for you in some way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe as well to support this channel. Every interaction does help this channel grow. Maybe click the bell for future notifications so you don't miss out on content. I do upload pretty often. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, please check the description box down below. The link to my Etsy shop is there. You can pay me a visit. I do have handmade crystal jewelry there, as well as personal tarot readings that are available. So pay me a visit. All right, take care of yourselves and keep shining. Pile number 3, you chose this lovely butterfly charm. This is your card. There is a message on the back of this. I will definitely incorporate this into the reading. I did shuffle for all the cards on the table for you to choose from. So I'll definitely incorporate that towards the very, very end. I don't read charms, but I do read symbolism. So in the event that this butterfly energy applies to your reading, best believe I will incorporate that as well. So we are looking at your manifestation now, soon, and later. By the way, I have my side door open here over to the left. You might hear birds in the background and other things like helicopters if any fly over. So just letting you know. But let's take a look. Pile number 3, you want to take a look at your manifestation now, soon, and later. Your manifestation, pile number 3, viewers, now, soon, and later. Right now, soon, and later. All right, let's take a look at your manifestation now, pile number 3. All right, so 5 of Swords energy. What do I get the vibe that some of you might be kind of frustrated, feeling angst, maybe, feeling like things are just unpredictable or unstable right now. Maybe even with the 5 of Swords, feeling a little defeated when it comes to the thing that you're trying to accomplish. You could be feeling challenged by other people as well. Maybe you feel that there are circumstances and things and people and situations just not creating a positive environment for the thing that you're trying to create or manifest. Okay, that could be the energy now. Again, that feeling of defeat, wondering if you're ever going to be able to get ahead. Maybe there's too much outside forces working against you. You could feel like, the odds are stacked against you with the 5 of Swords energy right now when it comes to your manifestation. You could feel that other people maybe have influence over the thing that you're trying to create or manifest. For whatever reason, I just got the vibe like feeling like something else has the upper hand right now when it comes to the thing you're trying to achieve or accomplish. Okay. But you have to remember, the 5 of Swords are basically the sword energy is all a mindset, right? Oftentimes it's a matter of us changing our mindset towards that thing. And even if there are things and odds stacked against us, we don't have to accept that narrative, right? We don't have to. This is kind of saying, yeah, you might feel defeated. Certainly, you might feel challenged and like things are unpredictable right now. But again, there's this feeling of wanting to say, you can change the story you tell yourself, right? I have a saying that I have said this several times in the reading. I'm pretty sure in readings, I'm sure you've heard me say it at least once. Sometimes we have to be careful of the stories we tell ourselves because they create the world we live in. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking at this like, yeah, that you're feeling challenged. You feel maybe stress, angst towards something, maybe feeling defeated, like everything's just working against you when it comes to manifesting the outcome that you want to see. And that's an energy right now. But you also have to understand, this is a minor arcana. It's not a major arcana. This energy is malleable. Okay. You can shift this energy. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's take a look at soon. So we now, soon, and later. Let's take a look at soon. Okay. You might just be feeling this right now. It's more like a feeling and a mindset maybe that has you in a pinch or feeling like you're in a pinch. Feeling like you can't get ahead or make gains. And again, I don't know if there's somebody in your environment also that could be sabotaging as well. That's a possibility. That you feel like somebody's sabotaging your progress or creating an environment that's not allowing you to make the gains that you want. That could be possible. But let's take a look at soon. Oh, wow. The star, isn't she freaking gorgeous? Oh my gosh, she's like so beautiful in this deck. This is the Dark Mansion Tarot, by the way. Isn't she amazing? Yes, Aquarian energy. I don't know if you're Aquarius or have that somewhere in your chart. Nonetheless, the star talks about wish fulfillment and being divinely guided towards your wish, your manifestation. Also trusting in spirit and the way that it leads you, guides you, inspires you. It's also an act of faith and hope. So even though right here with the Five of Swords, there are times where you feel defeated, you feel like everything's working against you, the star energy does not let you give up hope. It won't. There's something on a divine level that's guiding you towards this path of your manifestation. And the signs and the synchronicities, you know, oftentimes with the star are placed there for a purpose, for you to interpret the nuggets that you get and pursue them. The star, this is beautiful. Okay, this is basically telling me that the universe has your back on this manifestation. Even if at times you feel like challenged and so much angst and frustration towards it all, the universe has your back. The stars, the ancestors, spirit guides, are really looking out for you. They're still guiding you. They have your back. They have more than your back, really. I always see this as an energy that surrounds you wholly, fully, completely, you know, below you, above you, behind you, in front of you, to your left, to your right, just like on literally the whole way around. There's a force, there's a guiding force coming from the star energy. And it's cosmic, it's otherworldly. Oftentimes we don't understand, you know, why we're being guided or led in this direction or shown in a certain direction. But the star, you know, we follow the star's guidance anyhow because we know it's going to lead us true north, right? It's going to lead us right and true. You know, I always use the phrase like constant constellations, right? Because the constellations have been a map in the sky for centuries or eons, right? The ancients have used them to navigate the waters. And that's why they are constant. They do guide you right and true. They move in the sky, but their positions are always reliable as far as where they're going to be at what time of the year and, you know, whatnot. So that's what I mean by that. So the star is basically the universe showing you that all is not lost, that you're still being guided in the right direction towards this thing that you want to manifest, towards the wish that you have on your heart. You're still being guided in the right direction there. So please don't lose hope or faith in the way that you're being led or guided, because you're being guided in this direction for a purpose, maybe tied to one's destiny, especially with the star. I know I haven't even pulled over this card yet, but I also feel that I have to incorporate the butterfly because I also feel that this difficult chapter you're maybe experiencing right now in the now towards your manifestation, or this kind of internal struggle it could be that you feel, or resistance that you feel towards the manifestation, is really you going through the birthing pains, okay, of this wish fulfillment or this wish or manifestation. The reason why I say that is because the butterfly itself is a symbol of strength in the struggle, right? Again, you'll hear me say give these examples on my channel a lot. I do talk about the butterfly often. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I hate to sound redundant, repetitive, but for those of you who are new to the channel, I will explain. The butterfly, okay, I always say that if you go out in nature and you see a cocoon, right, and you see a butterfly pushing and emerging its way out of the cocoon, to please not help it release itself, okay? The struggle, the push inside the cocoon before it's birthed and emerges as this beautiful creature, right? That push and that struggle inside the cocoon is necessary. The reason why it's necessary is because in order for the butterfly to fly and spread its beautiful wings and become the most gorgeous version of itself, it needs the struggle to help get blood pumping to its wings, to strengthen its wings so it can fly. If you were to aid it, in other words, help ease its struggle, it will not get enough blood pumping to its wings, and it will never be able to fly, and it will not survive. So sometimes, again, there's strength in the struggle. The struggle is the refining process. It is the thing that makes you, right? It makes you stronger. It builds character. It builds resilience. So sometimes, you need that in order to prepare you to receive the thing you're manifesting. If you didn't have maybe the hard times, how are you going to be appreciative of the good times? But not only that, I did say strengthen the struggle, right? How about strengthen the hustle, right? Strengthen the hustle towards a manifestation. Because a big wish with the star, sometimes we dream big. We wish big. And we hustle to make things happen for ourselves. And the hustle sometimes hard. It's the same kind of thing, right? You're birthing a dream. You're birthing this beautiful version of yourself like the butterfly. No one said that the process was going to be easy. But when it's achieved and you finally emerge from your cocoon, or you birth your vision into reality, and it's this beautiful thing, it's worth it. Just like birthing pains, right? You're pregnant for 9 months, the labor process is not easy. You're in pain, you're struggling to get that baby out, but when the baby arrives, just like your manifestation, when it arrives, you forget all of that. You forget all that pain. Because you arrived. And then you can look back on it and say, whoa, I did that. I accomplished that. I'm made of tough stuff because I was able to see that through. Also with the star, I feel like you're going to get lots of downloads, synchronicities soon that are going to show you that even in the midst of your struggle, in the hustle, you're still being guided in the right direction. The butterfly is transformative, transformational energy. I feel that right now that Five of Swords is you experiencing the strength in the struggle, the strength that you're gaining in the hustle, right? It's all part of that transformational process. You're transforming the world around you. It's probably with the Five of Swords felt like a hard journey to achieve this manifestation. But nonetheless, you're being guided, surrounded, supported with the star energy by your soul family, your star family, your ancestral guides. Okay, there is a ancestral or cosmic support system kind of surrounding this situation to help you become and emerge into this beautiful butterfly, to reach your higher self through this manifestation and achieve what you're meant to achieve. Because it could be in alignment also with your soul purpose, your life purpose, with the star especially. So let's see later on, okay? All right, so Eight of Swords energy, gotta get outside of your head, right? And what's crazy is I did mention with the Five of Swords that sometimes it's a mindset, right? Sometimes it's a mindset. I apologize. There's a lot of noise going on outside. Anyhow, the Eight of Swords is a mindset. Okay? And sometimes we can get stuck in our own head about it. And we doubt the journey because we're experiencing the hustle or the struggle, or feeling like the odds are stacked against us and we're going against the grain. You know, the Eight of Swords is an energy of, you know, where we feel like we're not seeing the forest through the trees, I guess, is that saying, right? And you have to kind of like consider that, you know, she's blindfolded. She can't see. She can't see. She doesn't see like where this journey of the star is taking her. And that can play mind games, right? Because you don't see. You're here doing what you have to do on your behalf to try to make this thing become, right? You're doing what you have to do on your behalf to emerge or to birth this wish into reality. And oftentimes we can't see where this journey is all taking us. And we can feel kind of stuck in our own mind and in our own head and in our own thoughts toward it all. So later on, this is kind of like saying, I feel like the star is saying, just don't lose faith or hope in the way that you're being guided towards this manifestation, or in the way that you're being guided to become what you're meant to become, like the butterfly. You are undergoing a transformational process on the journey to your wish fulfillment. And yes, there are times where you're going to have your ups and your downs. Here's a down, here's an up, here's a down again, right? That is, again, kind of an example of the birthing pains of a manifestation. Think of a lady who's, again, pregnant. I'll use a pregnant analogy, because you go through contractions, right? Contractions, painful, and then they stop, and then they come back, and then they stop. You know, that's what this feels like. Contraction, pause of relief, contraction again. Later on. So I'm going to grab another card over the Eight of Swords, because I think this is more mind, and it is more mind over matter. So it's like, how faithful are you to your vision? How faithful are you to your dreams? How faithful are you to the goal, to the aspiration? Bear with me 1 second, because I'm going to close my back door. So again, it's this feeling of how faithful are you to the vision, right? Faithful enough that you don't allow your own thoughts to get the better of you, to the point where you start to question, is it really possible? And that's the thing. Sometimes we have to step out of our own box of what we believe is possible for us, because anything is possible. I think you're going to be getting, with the star soon, a lot of nudges and synchronicities. And they're going to be so undeniable, you're not going to be able to kind of ignore them. But it does feel like you'll have your moments of up and down on the journey to emerging like the butterfly, on the journey to your wish fulfillment. But that's human nature, right? We doubt ourselves sometimes. We doubt what we're capable of. We doubt if something's even possible. Am I dreaming too big? Am I wishing too big? You know, anything's possible though. So let's see. Why is this Eight of Swords here? What's going on with the later on aspect? Whoa, okay. I'm going to take that one. Oh, so the Lover's energy. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Later on, you're going to have to bring yourself into alignment because the Lovers is an energy. It's a number 6, so it's about balance. And it's also an energy of decision or having to decide something. Having to make a choice. And that could be why you might feel stuck over here. There could be a significant choice or path that needs to be chosen to help accomplish the manifestation or the wish. And that could be what you feel torn about with the 8 of Swords and feeling kind of stuck and undecided or indecisive, right? Because there could be an important decision that needs to be made when it comes to your wish fulfillment. But this is also saying with the Lovers, choose what will bring you into alignment, not what would keep you in a position of the 5 of Swords or the 8 of Swords where you're not happy or you're not living your truth. If there's a decision to make, it's about choosing what is true to you, choosing what is going to be in alignment with your inner truth. All right, I do have clarifiers over here off to the side should I need them. So I'm going to grab a playing card over this as well. My little Bob Ross deck. So let's see. Later on, your manifestation. Let's see. Pile number 3. Whoa. Look at that. 9 of Cups flipped over. It says, and the more that you paint, the more that you're able to visualize. Whoa. Okay. That quote even makes sense with the 9 of Cups, in a sense. Or makes sense to the reading, right? The more that you do what you love, the more you're able to imagine and create for yourself, the more that you're able to see what's possible. The more that you do what you love, because painting is something that oftentimes is a creative thing. And whenever you're doing something that you love, it puts you in alignment with your higher self, right? And the more you do the things that put you in alignment with your higher self, the more you're able to see what's possible. The more, and you're able to visualize for yourself, the more you're able to think bigger, dream bigger, wish bigger. I feel like some of you right now, with the 5 of Swords, are in a situation that you're frustrated with. It's not in alignment with you. It's not speaking to your soul. But the star is saying you're following the path of your wish fulfillment. You're following the path that your soul is calling you to follow, and that the divine is kind of guiding you towards soon, right? You're going to be doing that soon. I'll give you an example. This 5 of Swords could be a job that you hate, right? But the divine is guiding you soon with the star to put you on a different path, a different trajectory, maybe towards life purpose and your highest purpose, right? And then later down the road, you get to a point where, oh boy, I have to decide. Am I going to pursue my life passion and purpose as, you know, the star is guiding me to? Or am I going to stay where I am? And there's like that push and pull, that choice of the Lovers that you have to decide. And you have to bring yourself into alignment with your inner truth and what it rings true to you on a soul level. What's going to bring you balance and alignment with your true self. 9 of Cups is also a wish card, guys. It's also a wish card. So again, you're going to get to a point where it's like, oh boy, I have to figure this out. Am I going to stay where I am, even though I'm not happy here, but it brings a steady income, let's say, as an example? Or am I going to go pursue my passion and my purpose, even though I have no idea what that's going to bring for me? But am I going to listen to my higher self and pursue what will bring me in most alignment with my truest nature? And again, this Nine of Cups quote is like, the more you do what you love, the more you can see what's possible for yourself. Like I said, you have to sometimes get outside of your own box as far as what you think is possible with the Eight of Swords. Because sometimes we can't see the forest through the trees, right? Sometimes our own conditioning and programming oftentimes, you know, doesn't allow us to see what's possible for ourselves too. And we have to break those paradigms. Rewire the hard drive or reprogram the internal hard drive of our subconscious mind, right? The Nine of Cups is you following your happiness, making the choice, even though that decision might kind of like mess with you a bit later on. You're still going to follow what's going to bring you happiness, satisfaction at the end of the day with the Nine of Cups. Because you're never going to be able to emerge into this beautiful butterfly that you want to become via your manifestation if you don't. Or via your purpose if you don't. So let's see what this card says. Oh, calm. Breathe. Heal your tired body and allow your spirit to find peace. Without harmony, right? Harmony is balance and alignment. Your healing journey will take much longer. Okay? Yeah. You gotta take a moment, take a deep breath, breathe, right? Get centered with yourself. Listen to your inner voice, your inner truth. This journey, right? Because you're on a journey to emerge like this butterfly, to achieve your wish fulfillment or your manifestation. And it is a journey. And sometimes it's a hard journey. Sometimes there's a lot of push and pull. A lot of struggle in the hustle, a lot of strength gained in the hustle though too. And this is like saying there's going to be a moment where you have to sit with yourself and you really get in alignment with what you need and you know, how the journey is calling you. Because you're already on the road to wish fulfillment with the Star and the Nine of Cups as both wish fulfillment cards. You're already on the journey there. But you don't want to create resistance to make the journey harder and longer, right? And that's why that's saying, find peace, right? Because without that alignment, it's going to take longer than it needs to. We don't want that, right? So let's see. And you know, it also is giving me vibes of like, be at peace. In other words, with what do they say? It's not about the destination. It is about the journey. So it's kind of like saying, enjoy the ride. Don't let it stress you out to the point where you kind of exhaust yourself. Also, if you're feeling lost, and need peace of mind, right? It's kind of like faith, hope. Get in touch with your guides, get in touch with your spirit team, and ask them to kind of help relieve a little bit of that worry, right? And oftentimes you will get synchronicity with the Star to kind of let you know and confirm it's on, you're on the right path. Even if at times things are tough. If you ask for a sign, you'll receive it. And that right there, receiving one of those signs, might indeed bring you that calm, that sigh of relief that you're looking for on the journey there. Okay, so let's see if we can get a little bit of these Making Magic cards. All right. see what we have. Oh, healing. Look at that. True healing of the mind, body, and soul. There you go. Without harmony, your healing journey will take much longer. There you go. So there's synchronicity. And let's see what this one says. Water. Work with the element of water for... Whoa. Jeez. I can't get over this. When synchronicity like that happens, it never ceases to freaking amaze me. Look at that. Work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. Didn't I say refinement? Like a diamond, right? Gets faceted in the rough. I didn't necessarily give you the analogy of the diamond, but it is similar to that of the butterfly. I did say refinement. I could have sworn I did. But yeah, it's the same thing. Sometimes, you know, through the struggle, right? We're like a diamond being faceted from the rough. We're being molded, shaped, right? To become the best versions of us through that process of struggle. In order for us to shine like the stars that we are. So it kind of feels like heal your mind, body, heart, spirit, and everything will follow. Okay. Is what this is saying. So pile number 3 viewers, this is your reading. I'm going to leave you here. If you feel that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe. Click the little bell for notifications so you don't miss out on content. I upload pretty often, and every interaction helps this channel grow. Even the haters that thumb down. Thank you. Anyhow, if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, all you have to do is check me out on Etsy. The link to my shop is in the description box down below. All you have to do is click there and it'll take you to my shop. Pay me a visit. I have personal readings there as well as handmade crystal jewelry I make with my 2 hands on my free time. So I'm going to leave you here. Pile number 3 viewers. This is your reading. Take care of yourselves. Ultimately, always keep shining. You're about to emerge and be that butterfly. Just trust the journey. Okay? Much love to you. Bye-bye. Pile number 4 viewers, you chose this oak leaf charm there. And this is your card. There is a message on the back of that. I will incorporate this into the reading towards the end. I did shuffle for all the cards on the table that you choose from. So I'll definitely read the message on the back. The oak leaf over here, it is a charm. I don't consider myself a charm reader, but I do interpret symbolism. Okay, so if somehow this applies to the reading, trust me, I will point it out as far as the symbolism of the oak leaf. Okay, so let's go ahead, pile number 4, and take a look at your manifestation now, soon, and later. All right, so pile number 4 viewers, your manifestation now, soon, and later. Now, soon, and later for your manifestation. Pile number 4 viewers. Let's take a look. All right. So we have 2 cards. We have now, soon, and later. All right. All right. Let's take a look at now. Oh, the 3 of Pentacles. That's awesome. That's saying that you're putting in the work. You're building the foundation of your manifestation now. You could be getting support or collaborating with people towards a manifestation, working with others possibly. Or if it's not that, you're collaborating with other people as a team to create something as a collective between you, then this is you basically putting in the work towards the goal, towards the gift. Why did I say gift? Ooh, okay. Gift. Yeah. Working towards the gift. Whoa, okay. Working towards the goal, the manifestation. This is you putting that work in. So that's very positive. Again, the idea of building the foundation of something, right? And also number 3 is a number of expansion and growth and manifestation itself. Also the energy of like multiplying or, you know, taking the steps towards something multiplying or growing. So right now things are looking good, right? You could have that support system. You could be collaborating with maybe people of like mind and kind, or those who share similar goals and ideas in order to make one collaborative effort launch off the ground. You could be having other people help you, right? Like asking, I don't know why I'm getting the vibe of like asking a friend, hey, can you help me with this over the weekend? I have this great idea. I want to see if, this will, help what I'm working on. I just need an extra set of hands, that kind of thing with the 3 of Pentacles towards something you're working on, maybe a creative project at this time. But it kind of feels like a little bit of a collaborative effort where also great minds think alike, where you're putting different thoughts and ideas together in order to form something or create something or set the stage for something. So this is positive to me, progress, in a sense that the foundation right now towards the manifestation is currently being built, and also in a very tangible form because earth energy of the Pentacles. So something's already in the works is what this is saying. Something's also coming together already as we speak towards your manifestation, like right now. So let's take a look at soon. Yes. Okay. Knight of Pentacles is definitely progress in the right direction forward. Slow and steady sometimes wins the race with the Knight of Pentacles, though. So I would say, again, more earth energy, right? Very goal-oriented energy. It's about dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's. It's logistics involved soon, right? But nonetheless, these are all necessary physical steps towards the end result. The Knight of Pentacles is always going to do what it needs to do on an earthly level, on a physical level, to make things happen. It's going to be very, like I said, it's going to handle all the logistics of something. It's going to look at the bigger picture. It's also going to take progressive steps in a sense that it's not going to do anything hasty, crazy, impetuous. It's always going to do what it needs to do to get the job done, but do it right. Okay, so this could be your energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, that you're taking on, just kind of looking at everything, the fine details of whatnot. But in the process of it could be a little tedious, right? In that process of your manifestation, as far as logistics is concerned, but it's necessary, right? Because you don't want to mess anything up, and you don't want to overlook something. I guess this is the feeling that the Knight of Pentacles is giving me. But this energy is super positive also because it's a card of movement and things moving in the right direction. Knights are energy of action, speed, momentum, movement, and progressive steps forward. So this Knight of Pentacles is saying, yeah, you're creating the legwork right now. It feels like with this 3 of Pentacles, you're setting the foundation for these things. You're brainstorming. You're coming up with ideas. But all of this is necessary in order to take it to the next step, which will get the ball rolling, right? It will start creating the movement. And at first, it does feel like when you're starting to get something, launch something off the ground, manifestation-wise, or maybe creative project or goal-wise, it does feel like it's a slow move at first, but it's necessary because you don't want to overlook anything, right? You want to make sure you've done everything properly. You don't want to leave any stone unturned. And the Knight of Pentacles is careful that way. So that's okay. Again, the feeling of slow and steady always wins the race in that sense, You're not going to take shortcuts. You're not going to do anything, that's a little outside of the box. In other words, you're going to do it by the book, but it's really going to help anyway, just secure the project, secure the manifestation, secure the idea, to create a stable ground or foundation for it to grow and thrive and become something solid in the physical, right? So let's see later on what that looks like. Yes, okay, see? Here's the logistics and the legwork, right, that you're doing. paperwork, figuring out your finances, maybe setting up a bank account for a new business, you know, that kind of thing with the Knight of Pentacles. That's the logistic stuff that oftentimes nobody wants to do, but we got to do it anyway, right? It's tedious. And then Knight of Wands shows up later on. It's like, yeah, full steam ahead. Okay. Now I can take off. Now I can really go after what I want because I took care of all the details with this Knight of Pentacles energy already. And now the Knight of Wands can truly start creating, right? For whatever reason, this really feels business oriented. Or some of you might be starting a business, opening up a business as your manifestation. Also, for whatever reason, it feels like somebody, I don't know why I got the vibe of like studying something. I mean, so this feels like architecture over here. Some of you could definitely be taking that on as a field of study, sure. Could be that you're building a house as well. Kind of, this is giving me vibes of some of you thinking about building a home. And the Knight of Pentacles soon feels like building permits and all of that, right? Township, getting in touch with the township and all of that with the Knight of Pentacles. It's all this like tedious, really, you know, logistic work, but it has to get done in order for then with the Knight of Wands later on to get moving, right? Start actually putting action and creative energy behind what you want to build or create. So that could definitely be a scenario for some of you. Again, the feeling of is if it's a business, you're setting up the business permits, the financing, all that stuff with the Knight of Pentacles. And then the Knight of Wands later on is finally that feeling of, yeah, now I can actually do the fun stuff, right? I can do the fun stuff now that I got all the tedious stuff out the way towards the goal or the manifestation. So, and yeah, Knight of Wands is super exciting energy, right? And it's fired up. It wants to go after it, take action. It wants to give it all its power behind what it wants to pursue. Again, more action, speed-oriented energy. Lots of things happening. Movement in the right direction towards the goal and the accomplishment of that goal. So definitely with the Knight of Wands in the later on position, this is definitely you pursuing things. Putting all your energy behind a creative goal or endeavor. I always call the Knights, or kind of not the Knights, Knight of Wands, but all the Wands court cards, like go get 'em energies, you know, because they do all embody some aspect of that. Knight of Wands is definitely full steam ahead, going after it. It's go get 'em. It's showtime. So later on, yeah, things after you get all this stuff out the way, Knight of Wands is full steam ahead. There's no stopping it. It's like it's basically the green light to go after and do what you want with really, again, because you already took care of all the fine details, with nothing getting in your way. And it's feels like full creative freedom coming from the Knight of Wands at that point. I'll definitely be touching on this oak leaf here, okay? Oak trees do give acorns, and the acorn symbolism is a beautiful one when it comes to manifestation, okay? The acorn is a seed. It gets planted, and it has the potential to multiply, okay? As the number 3 does, right? 1 + 1 is 2, plus baby equals 3. Not saying anybody's getting pregnant, but you know what I'm saying as far as like creating something. You need 1 + 1 to come together to create 2 in order then to create number 3. And that's what I mean by that. The acorn, and I'm going to have to put a quote in the screen. I think it's Ralph Waldo Emerson. He talks about 1 acorn becomes a forest. In other words, has the potential to become a forest. And I'll put that in the screen over here. And it's the same feeling towards the manifestation. You plant the seed, right? You nurture that seed. You create the right conditions and environment, right? You nurture the fine details to create the proper environment for that acorn to grow, sprout, take root, become a tree. And once that tree becomes, it has the potential to multiply. From a single acorn, you get a forest. And it's also a metaphor for the one seed that you plant today has the potential to become so much more when nurtured and given the time. So the seeds that you plant today become a forest tomorrow. Likewise applies to your manifestation. The single little idea that you had, right? That you first came up with has the potential to become something else entirely. It has the potential to become something beautiful and prosperous. You know, everything starts with a thought. Everything starts with a seed that's been planted in someone's heart or mind and then becomes the manifestation. It becomes the vision in physical reality. It's kind of like this feeling what you start today has the potential to maybe become something great tomorrow, right? So yeah, definitely looking at this like you moving in the right direction, especially with 2 knights on the table. And setting the foundation for this manifestation right now. You're creating the conditions, you're nurturing the seed, right? You're nurturing the acorn to become something so much more later down the road. You're taking the right steps and actions. You're doing the right things that you need to do to kind of maybe put that into motion. And you can expect that, right? It's going to eventually take off with the Knight of Wands because you're doing, and again, you're creating the proper environment for this thing to take root and grow. So let's take a look at this card here. Okay, it says, find your voice and use it nice and loud, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. If you don't use it now, nothing will change. Now or never. Basically, daring. Be daring. Take a chance. Take a chance on yourself. You know, it's like if you don't use it, you lose it, right? If you don't use the idea or put the idea to work, how are you going to know if it was ever capable of becoming something, right? It's like if you don't plant the seed now, you'll never know if you could have built a forest. And yeah, that might be a little bit scary, you know, to take on a big task or a big project, or maybe you think your manifestation is too much to handle, you know. But how are you going to know if you don't try, right? And that's why it says daring. Find your voice and use it nice and loud, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. If you don't use it now, nothing's going to change. How are you going to know if you don't try? How are you going to know that you could have? You know, you don't want to be that like 90-year-old woman. I always say I don't want to be that 90-year-old woman wishing I would have done this, that, or the other. I don't want to have regrets. I want to look back on my life and know that I tried and know that I did, you know. And that's the same feeling. If you don't use it now, nothing will change. Or if you don't do it now, nothing's going to change, right? If you don't take a chance, if you don't put these plans into motion, you know, there are plans on the table here in this card. How are you going to ever know what it could have been or what it could have become? I think you're already taking the steps, though. You are being daring. You are taking a chance on yourself, putting plans into motion. Plans into motion with these 2 knights. Sure. I think you're already doing it. And you're doing it in the right order too. The careful, right? The careful steps forward with the Knight of Pentacles. And then, right, you go after it. I'd be more concerned if the impulsive energy was before this Knight of Pentacles, because sometimes the Knight of Wands can be impulsive. I would say if the Knight of Wands was ahead of the Knight of Pentacles, I'd say, oh, you might be taking action before thinking it through properly, right? No, but you're doing it right. You're taking all the right steps, it looks like, towards a goal, project, a manifestation. You're putting proper steps in the proper order, right? Not doing anything crazy or hasty. But you might still be taking a risk. Or you might feel that you're taking a risk. But I also feel like you're being very careful about it as well. Yeah, any business endeavor or thing that we want to create or build, there is going to be some risk involved because we don't know what the end result will be. But at least you're pursuing the goal, even if it scares you a bit. Challenging yourself is, when you challenge yourself, you give yourself room to grow as well. You break your fears, you break through them. So yeah, I think this is positive. You're taking a chance, you're planting a seed, you're going to nurture it and see what it does. See how it grows, see what it becomes. In other words, what do you got to lose? So let's see if we can get Making Magic to top off this reading for you. File number 4 viewers. Oh, your candle just went out, but we're almost at the end here, so I'm not going to replace that for you. And I do have extra candles on the side, but we're almost done. Okay. One more. Alright, so this is what flew out for you. Air. Work with the element of air to cut through to the core of a situation and see the truth. Yeah. I also feel like some of you could be air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius as well. We have Leo, Aries, Sagittarius with the Knight of Wands, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus as well with the Knight of Pentacles, if I didn't mention that already. But yeah, I do feel like this is also a way of saying, hey, anything that you put your mind to, you can accomplish it. And also, you got to move in the direction of what's true to you. Right? Always act in your personal truth. Or take action according to what's true to you. And if this feels right and true to you, do it if it scares you. Try it. Even if it scares you. Because if, it feels true to you, this feels like something maybe that you should do. All right, so let's take a look at this. It says Labyrinth, transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration, gaining enlightenment. Yeah. And also this is about leveling up. So you might have an opportunity to level or upgrade your life in some way, maybe physically, maybe energetically, in the process of pursuing a goal or manifestation. Again, you're definitely putting work into something with the Three of Pentacles. I do feel that I was feeling the energy of multiplication, right? So again, this is the feeling of leveling up or upgrading your life in some way via the seed that you plant or via the manifestation or the process that you take to achieve the manifestation. Okay, so pile number 4 viewers, this is your reading. If you feel that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe as well to support this channel. Click the little bell for notification. Every interaction does help this channel grow. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me or purchase a piece of my handmade crystal jewelry, all you have to do is check me out on Etsy. Click the description box down below. The link to my shop is there. You can pay me a visit at any time. So much love to you, pile number 4 viewers. Take care of yourself and always keep shining.